There we go. Welcome back. Tinkering on the wing here. I routed out the trailing edge here so that I can use my pocket flaps. I've got my flaps drawn out. I haven't got them cut. I've got the tip ribs glued in and set, and now we're going to glue in the trailing edge, and we'll glue in this center rib. Now, I told you last night about the difference between the center ribs. Let me look here. Come on now. Okay, this is the rib that we cut, and this is the rib that gets glued in. Substantially whittled down. I mean, there's like nothing here. And that's let me see what the difference in weight is. That's the way you got to think it if you're going to build light airplanes. Not only do you have to have light wood, you have to use less light wood. So we'll put the scale here. This scale is not real accurate, down real low though. That's the only problem. Okay, this piece here weighs 6 grams. This piece here weighs 0 grams. So let's see if we add this, 0. Yeah. So let me see. I got a little pot scale. That pot scale is right here. We'll get to see what this thing weighs. It weighs 3 grams. So we took half the weight out. Let's see what this one weighs. On this scale here. And this scale here, yep, weighs 6 grams. So basically cut the weight in half. So it's going to be like leaving 2 ribs off. Okay, I told you about how I glue all this together. So the first thing I want to do, we're going to epoxy or white glue this. Steve took that back over there. So we got that. We got the epoxy right here. There's not any real good way to, be able to glue everything together all at once. So add a little hardener there. Is the chat working, guys? Add that right there. Okie dokie. So this, I'll put the hump on here. So that's that. Nasty. Yep, chat's working. Eddie, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, the weather's terrible. Weather is terrible. I've been thinking of something to do on this airplane that I haven't seen in the monochromatic realm. I'm thinking about painting this one red on top with white trim, and on the bottom white with red trim. The exact reverse, so that when you pull up into wing over, it's like, whoa, change colors. Yeah, that looks good. Now I had already checked 1.5 inches from the table on the trailing edge all along. This one's going to have gold leaf lettering top and bottom, so I'm trying to do a special one on this airplane. Of course, this one's going to be the only one that's ever had a pilot in it too. I think I'm going to do the wheel pants no matter what it costs in weight. I mean, I'd like to get it in the 50s, and I can always change the wheel pants out, depending on how it flies, just 4 bolts and change the gear. So now I got to set this first rib. That first rib gets set right there. But the problem is it square? Is it square? We have 21. Pretty square. Yep. I believe that's it. Yeah, I don't know about all that, Yogi. I ain't the best. I keep telling you that. There's some fine craftsmen in this hobby. Let's see, I need my mother's saw. What did I do with it? come on. I need to go out in the garage and get my Japanese saw. That's what I need. Quit monkeying around with this little saw. Always searching for this little saw. There it is. I don't know how my mom knew I'd want that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, if I have 1.25 inches, let's see if I can think of this right. If I have 1.25 inches rib spacing, and each one of these ribs is 1/8 inch wide, I need to cut my spacer block at 1 1/8 inches, and that would leave a 1/16 on each side to make it 1 1/4 on centers. Is that right? Sounds right. So I need to get a piece of wood to make me a rib spacer, 1 1/8 wide. Got the tips here. Tipsy. 1 1/8 inches. Use a piece of rockwood here. The difference between this wood and the wood I use for the ribs, the 1/8 that I use for the ribs, is 3 times. This is 3 times as heavy as the other stuff, and this is 6 pounds probably. Whatever it is no good. No good. Now we're gonna have a problem with that. 1 1/8 inches. inch and 1/8. Inch and 1/8. Ah, this is one of them stupid rulers that's held back. Damn. I wish they quit making them like this. So, here we go. We'll use this. Machinist scale. There we go. That's inch and a 16th, inch and an 1/8. Well, that's a big difference, too. I don't like this stick. Now, this is 16th, but it should be good enough. One and an 1/8. One and 1/8. Believe it or not, this is kind of important. Otherwise, you get stack tolerance and you're way out by the time you get to the end of the wing, the tip. It appears to be right on the money. Could be. Yeah, I set that one. It's gonna stack a little bit. We need to maybe whack a smidge off of this. Yes, hey, thank you. Good morning. Just this little sliver right here is about 40 thousandths. Would set it out probably at the tip, probably around, well, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch by the time you get out there, because it's 40 thousandths, 40 thousandths, 40. I mean, it just keeps adding up. That looks right. That looks right. Probably going to be a little close. And I only got to do this on the bottom, because once you turn it over, all you have to do is match the ribs to the top. It's real simple. So you only got to do the rigmarole one time. So do this like they're trying to make this perfect, so let's make it perfect. Mark. And a mark. And he says, good morning, became a member of YouTube. Well, that's good. I lost 4 when I got sick, so maybe, I mean, I really try to put out a lot of content for you guys. I need to figure out, is that right? This one here has to be set right. I think it's not. I think the trailing edge needs to come over this way some more. Let me measure from the center. I don't want to be out when I get to the tip. I know. No, I can't do that because this is in the way. I guess I could cut this. I don't need all this. I can cut this here. Cut this here. Ah, you dog. Glue that back. Okay. Now you might think this is, you know, a little overkill, but I really want this airplane to look super, super good. So I want to make sure that I'm on top of everything before you go any farther. So we cut our jig up there. I don't believe I got this rib in right. Get that first one off, then the rest of them are sunk because you're going to be spacing off that first rib. Okay, so now for the T-square. And of course, I can't get on it because of that there. Shit. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do this instead. Yeah, it's about 32nd of an inch off on the trailing edge. I knew it too. I just knew it. No problem. Just loosen it up, move it over. So that would be right there. I'm gonna put a new one in it. Use this one farther down the rib, right down the wing. Woke up this morning to snow. I wasn't expecting that. Hey, let me take down that. Thank you, good morning, for becoming a paid subscriber. So each one of these ribs is hand fit so that it fits perfect in there. So now this one, it moves over just a smidge. It goes right there, it goes on the other side of that. Okay, so where'd my stick go? There it is. I've got the spar marked, so I'll be able to tell if in about 4 ribs, I'll cut these and get them placed to see if it's running correct. Because I laid this this wing out different than I did the other Vipers. This has slightly more asymmetry. 3/4 of an inch more asymmetry in this one. I think we're going to have to cap it. It looks like. Of course. Nope. We got it. Yeah, I could cut it down. You'll notice on some, like Billy's airplanes, he does half ribs. He'll go this rib, then this rib will get cut off right there, then this rib, then, you know, every other rib has a half rib. You'll never see me do that. Never. It's the worst thing going. For the amount of weight it saves, the covering is terrible. I have cut down on the number of ribs. These are spaced at 1.25 inches. If you look at a, let's say a Cobra, they're at 1 inch. So this has less ribs than a Cobra, less than an Aries. You got to have some structure to hold its shape. I'll get this rib in. I go around the other side and look and see if we're running true or not. Sure, I'm glad I only got to do this once. God, what a pain in the ass it is. Sounds like the trash man showed up. I got to take my trash out, but the walkway's snowed up. Me and Cole don't do well. Come on now. There we are. Okay, let's go around and peek at the other side and see if it's running true. Yep. Yep. Can't believe it. I did something right on this airplane. I did something right the first time on this. This here needs to straighten up and fly right. I think that was too loose. So we'll use this one over here. We'll cut a new one for there. I'm going to get them all cut and placed before I glue them. That way I can see how my spacing ends up at the wingtip. Take a break, sit down here for a second. I'm getting old. I can't stand here for hours and hours and hours anymore. I guess probably because I'm just not motivated, because I got so many I got 17 airplanes I can fly. So we're working on the 18th airplane here. Now some of these airplanes are for sale, so if you're in the St. Louis area and you'd like to buy one, get a hold of me. And you know, my Thunderbolt's for sale. I'll even sell the Monado. That's a concourse winning airplane. The Aegis is for sale. I got the high rollers for sale. My Continental XL's for sale. The only ones I'm not going to sell are the ones that I'm going to be campaigning this year, which is going to be all the Vipers. So if you want a Viper, you got to buy the plans and build it yourself. And my Continental Classic is not for sale. My profile Viper that I just built is not for sale as of yet, because I want to use it next year. But I sold that Magnum, and I sold it without an engine. It had the tank and wheels in it, without an engine, $500. You couldn't build that for $500. The kit is $200 or more, and the paint is $300. So he basically got all the labor for free. I should have made it 1,000, but excuse me, guys, while I take a short break here. My legs are tired. It looks like I might have to cut some more ribs. But at the rate this is going, I'll have this off the bench today. One piece airplane in hand. I gotta watch that. It's gotta come up. So let's pick that up. Let's put a little CA on it. There it is. I think I got a booger on there now. Come on now. Don't screw around. Still gotta make a horn for this thing. I should have made them both when I did the elevator, but I didn't. Yeah, that looks right. Let me get rid of this. Well, I've sold a few sets of plans, but I wonder how many of these airplanes are going to be built, because they are complicated. But if you're up for a challenge, why is that? So let's measure over from here. We got, we'll put that on the 2. We got 15 and 3/4. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, shit. Yep, we're gonna have a taper in that, so I guess that'll work. I cut all them other ribs. I shouldn't have cut them until I figured out what I was doing. Oh well. Come on now. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. This is the ninth one. What are you doing here? Guess I forced it too much. Okay, we'll use that down here then. What happened there? This one. Use that one down there, and this will cut a new one for here. Gotta be perfect. So my dad used to tell me, "You're gonna do it, gotta be perfect." What's going on here? Why is this one loosening up? Shit. Putting too much stress on it. Shit. I guess what I could do is pull it together, tack it in one spot. That way, in case something screws up, only got one rib to break out, which would be this about the center here. Come on now. Okay. Tack this one. These should stay tight. Nope. Damn. There we go. Too loose. Well, I sure miss Jim Lynch harassing me. Pretty soon everybody's going to be gone. Too tight. Just a smidge too tight. Go for it, painting. Hello. When does the bell crank go in? When I get the wing built? When I flip it over? Put it in from the top. It sets right inside here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue this one too. Yeah, it's too damn low. That's too high. I must be getting tired. I think what I need to do is double cap that spar so I can slot them. Take all the ribs out, double cap the spar, and slot them because they're not acting right. But do I have any? Do I have any wood to cap it with? Yep, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to double cap that spar. We'll take these ribs out. Glad I didn't get too far. Okay. Okay, what the problem was, or is that in order for these ribs to touch the spar, they have to be sticking or touch the leading edge where they need to be. They're sticking up above the spar. So I'm going to put another cap on top of this and cut a groove where each rib goes. That way they can be glued to the spar. So in order to do that, we're going to take a piece of 1/8 inch here. We're going to need 4 1/2 inch pieces. That's okay, because this piece of wood has a wind check in it, so it ain't good for nothing anyway. So we will grab my balsa stripper. If I can find it. And I can't find it. What the hell is going on with it? I've got to get more organized. I keep saying that, but never do it. Too busy building. I have to take a day just to organize the shop. Or maybe more even. There's the plane. There's that. It's not in there. It's gotta be over here on the cart. Yep. Okay. Okay, this piece of wood has a wind check in it right here. So we're going to use that for the cap. We're going to cut that wind check out of it. It doesn't much matter because this is the second cap. So that'll go there. I'll go there. Okay, so we got one. We're going to need 4 of these. So that's 1. That's 2. No, let's use it over here. Let's use the broken ones on the outboard. That's 2. That's 3. Boy, I took a bow. Now, these 2 pieces were cut from the same sheet, a 1/2 inch apart. Look how straight that is. That's pretty straight. Now look at this one. It's like a banana. And this one was right next to it. So that tells you the power of the grain. Okay, so I got this extra piece here in case I need to replace a couple ribs or whatever. Oh, I got another sheet of it in there anyway. This is 8. Yeah. We're good to go. Okay, so I want to cap this spar one more cap. worth. Well, this thing's got a bow in it too. Ain't too bad. So put that one there. Let's see, we want to cut it right. Yeah, no, that's not a good spot. We'll cut it right here. Right there. I've done it this way, and I've also done it individual pieces before where I had a problem. But this probably is the best way, right here. Just catch it, and that way it all locks together like a jigsaw puzzle. Much better. We'll be in there. And we want to take the bendiest one for this last piece. Be this one. This will add a little weight, maybe 4 or 5 grams, but it'll make a better airplane. I don't know how much you guys know about beam wing airplanes, but when a beamer is sitting on the flight line and I see a rib going whoa like that, I know darn well that it wasn't locked into the beam. And that is not a good thing. And because the sun does some weird stuff to the power of the wood, it will do it. That locks the tip real good. Okay, so now let's start again. I need a stick with an 1/8 inch so I can make my rib sander. What did I use last time? I used a paint stick. One paint stick. That one's crooked. That one's straight. And we'll get some sanding paper on this, 80 grit. on you. It's like this glue doesn't work anymore. It must be old stuff. Sure enough, it don't want to stick. What's the deal, Larry? So, cut this off. Cut us a piece here. We'll get some of Frank's glue, see how good that works. Frank, if you're watching, this better work. So it says, it can. Okay, we shook it. It doesn't give any instructions how to use it. Oh, yeah, shake hand. Hold. Apply a light coat on one surface. Allow to dry 1 minute before pressing onto position. Damage may occur. Redistribute subject. Okay, 1 minute it says. Yeah, that'll work. I need to go out in the car and get my water. I bet it's all frozen. Well, it says it's stuck on there. Let's see what happens here. Okay, maybe it does work. Okay, goody. All right, we now have a slotting tool. Not real good though. Need to sand that edge a little tighter. That's pretty good. Let's see if that makes a difference. Let's see if that makes a difference. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yep, that's the shit right there. Yep, that leaves it up. Yep. Yep. Come on, get in there. Shoot, I missed on that. Move it over. Yep, move it over. Just a squidge. There we go. I like that a lot better. Okay, so okay, what time is it? Oh shit, time for lunch. We got this figured out. That would be a much better wing now that these ribs lock into the spar. Much more better. Yep, much better. Ow. Yep. So I think I'm going to end the video for now. I'll do an hour and a half. I'm getting kind of tired. I need lunch. And I'll be back later on. And I'll have this side of the wing done, and then I'll work on that side. And then it's all about sanding them in. You sand it as you go. This is model number 4. Now, when I came back in April of last year, and I worked on my garage for a month, so we'll say May. Didn't do much in June. I didn't think I didn't do much in July either, except go to contests and podcast. August, September. I think I started it. Since September. This is my 4th airplane. I'll have to go back and look at the video log, but September. So come September again, I'll probably be on my 7th. So that would be 7 in a year. That's pretty good. This is the 4th since April, or May, June, July, August, or since yes, this is the 4th since September. It's not too bad. I don't think there's anybody else building at that kind of numbers. Quality airplanes, not junkers. That's a big difference. Yeah, model railroading. Yeah. I did that when I was a kid. I had a brass big boy. I had a brass Shay. They'd be worth some money today. All right. Well, I'm going to take a break. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to comment on the video. Leave a comment below. That helps push the metrics. All this stuff is really, you got to impress the algorithm. And in order to impress the algorithm, I got to have members joining, super chats on the live stream, thumbs up, and then comments. And that helps push this content out. Otherwise, we're going to stay stagnant. And I would like to, I don't foresee ever having 10,000 even subscribers, because there ain't that many of us. I don't see it. But I'm doing better than most control line channels. I mean, but got to work really hard to do it. I mean, it's a full-time job to get this done. I don't make no money on it. Alrighty, like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you after a bit. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.